Hello again, everyone. Marcus here. I review stuff. Today I'm reviewing the song Some Might Say by Oasis. This song does come as a request, so as always, if you would like to request something, please leave it in the comments and I'll be sure to get to it. So I've heard a few songs by Oasis so far. Of course, everybody in the world's heard Wonderwall. That was, the very first one I've heard from them. But then after that, I had heard songs like Supersonic, Don't Look Back in Anger, songs like that, kind of their more radio-friendly tunes. But recently on the channel, I've listened to a few songs like Columbia, which I had heard for the first time on the channel. Loved it. I heard Live Forever, which, again, heard for the first time on the channel. Loved it. Did a live review of Supersonic, and really that increased my appreciation for Supersonic. I had the song on my playlist for years, and I enjoyed it, but I had never really dove into the lyrics or really talked about it and analyzed what was so enjoyable about it. So getting to do that on the channel was fun. With all that said, I'm really excited to get to this song today because so far I've really enjoyed what I've heard from Oasis, and I want to hear more. So let's give it a shot. Again, this is Some Might Say by Oasis. Now, some of you have said that it's best to look at their live performances. They do a really great job live. Other people don't really specify which version of the song they want me to do. I considered just doing like the music video for this one because it definitely had the most views, but I instead chose to do a live version from Main Road just because I know a lot of people have requested performances from I guess that concert. So let's go ahead and give it a shot. Again, this is Oasis, Some Might Say, live.
in the studio at one point and Noel heard me playing. And he said, who's that drummer in that studio next door? And it was me, luckily. And I got a phone call the next night saying, do you want to be in my band? And that was it.
That was a nice little vignette there at the end. I liked that. That was cool. I'm really glad that I ended up going with the live version there. That was a lot of fun to watch, just the performance. Again, these guys, I've said it before in their other live performances that I reviewed, but just it's kind of so unassuming in a lot of ways, right? They're not, and again, you guys told me that wasn't really their style, but they're not, jumping around on stage. I guess I'm used to like American rock and roll where people are, they're flipping the guitars, they're doing all kinds of crazy stuff, right? But this totally unassuming, but still rocks. I mean, it's just a fun song. The energy's there. I mean, the delivery is on point. The instruments are tight and clean, and it just sound really good. I mean, this was a very fun performance to watch and listen to. But also just like the song in general was a very enjoyable song. So a lot of great stuff to talk about here. Let's go ahead and start breaking it down by looking at the lyrics. So let's see. It says here that Some Might Say was released as the lead single off What's the Story, Morning Glory, April 24th, 1995. It went on to become Oasis's first #1 in the UK charts. Nice. In 2006, it was included in the Best Of compilation Stop the Clocks, and in 2010, it was included in the singles collection Time Flies, 1994 to 2009. Cool. So lead single. Let's take a look at those lyrics. Some might say that sunshine follows thunder. Go and tell it to the man who cannot shine. Some might say that we should never ponder on our thoughts today because they hold sway over time. Okay, so maybe this is a song about sort of the pessimist's view to the world in a sense, right? Whereas the optimist will say, well, sunshine always follows the rain, always follows the thunder, that kind of thing. But then the pessimist, or even the realist, if you want to just take it that way, would say like, well, but some people just don't have that sunshine, right? That there's people who there is no positive ending or something else that happens that's more enjoyable than the last. Some might say that we should never ponder on our thoughts today because they hold sway over time. So again, the optimist may say like, don't worry about it. He who worries suffers twice, that kind of thing. But again, that I don't think is the message that they agree with here. So some might say we will find a brighter day. Some might say we will find a brighter day because I've been standing at the station in need of education in the rain. You made no preparation for my reputation once again. The sink is full of fishes. She's got dirty dishes on the brain. It was overflowing gently, but it's elementary, my friend. And so, to me, this also reads as someone who's maybe sort of depressed and is anxious. And, I've sort of been kind of there from what I'm reading here, where it's just like all the little things start to frustrate you and start to just bring you down. You look at your sink full of dirty dishes and it's just like this, I can't handle this right now. This is too much for me. It's stressing me out. That's how I read this chorus here, that someone is maybe struggling with their mental health. It's raining for them, and the little things are starting to get to them. And again, some might say that you're going to find a brighter day, but when you're down in that pit, it is hard to see it a lot, and sometimes it doesn't happen. So let's see. Some might say they don't believe in heaven. They don't believe in heaven. Go and tell it to the man who lives in hell. Some might say you get what you've been given. If you don't get yours, I won't get mine as well. That's a very interesting verse. I actually kind of want to see what Genius thinks about it. So let's see. It's easy to say you don't believe in an afterlife when your life is great. It's also comforting to believe in one when your life is terrible. Therefore, it seems that some people in this verse are very, very well-off people. I can kind of see that. Noel Gallagher has spoken of these lines. Social comment here. I'm not religious and I'm not spiritual. I guess maybe it was directed at myself. Poor people tend to be exploited by religion a lot. The poorest people in the world have got God. That's all they've got. The rest of us don't see God on a daily basis, do we? Interesting. So maybe perhaps he's here saying like the poor or the people who kind of live in hell are the ones who want heaven to be real, so that sort of suffering eventually pays off in a sense. Whereas people who have it good or who have it comfortable may not always be thinking about that, because they sort of just, life is already good. They don't necessarily need that idea of paradise to keep on going. Interesting, a lot said kind of in just 2 lines here. Some might say that what you've been given. Some might say you get what you've been given. If you don't get yours, I won't get mine as well. Interesting. So some might say we will find a brighter day. Some might say we will find a brighter day because I've been standing at the station in need of education in the rain. That made no preparation for my reputation once again. The sink is full of fishes. She's got dirty dishes on the brain, and my dog's been itching in the kitchen once again. So again, I read this as sort of just, again, as someone who is kind of down in the dumps, that kind of thing. It's every little thing is bothering you, and as if you didn't need like one more bad thing happening to you. The dog's got fleas, and it's just like there's this thing after thing where it's like I can't find a break. That's how I'm reading this chorus here. Some might say, some might say, some might say, some might say, you know that some might say, and it goes on like that for some time. So, lyrically, I thought it was pretty interesting. You know, I'm not sure if I'm reading it correctly, but that's the great thing about music, is that you can really read it however you want. You can really get the message, whatever message that you read in it, that's the correct message. Whatever you take out of the song, that is the correct message. So that's kind of how I read this one, is that it's sort of about depression and just being down and finding it hard to accept the optimist's words, because, and really it kind of goes back to that religion line that we were mentioning, where it's like, it's easy to say that things will get better when you're already living in good times, or when you're already enjoying life. But what about the person who just doesn't have that privilege? So I think it's also kind of a song, just like I said, about privilege. You know, it's easy to say things will get better when things are going well for you. It's much harder to remain the optimist when you know there is no sunshine, there is no light at the end of the tunnel, and every little thing is just like taxing on the soul, on the mind. So lyrically, I thought it was fantastic. You know, I think it was in the last video I did another UK based band. It was, who was it? I already forgot the name of them, but The Clean, I want to say it was, where they kind of did a similar thing here, where they had very catchy and poppy vocals and lyrics, but the song itself was really dark, and I feel like this song is very similar to that, where there's definitely some heavy and important subject matter here, but the song is presented as just this nice, groovy, you know, like rock song. It got poppy vocals, and at first glance, it's like, oh, this is just a fun song, like, you know, some might say we'll find a brighter day, right? It's fun, it's optimistic, blah, 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 but when you stop and think about the lyrics, it's like, oh, wow, this is actually really depressing, but packaged in a nice, like, poppy, clean rock song, you know. So I've said before, I'm a sucker for that style, and so I definitely enjoyed this one on a lyrical basis. So boom, 2 thumbs up there. As far as the instrumentation goes, I loved you know, your drums and your bass, your rhythm section, very tight here. Let's see, I always forget. Bass was Paul McGuigan, and then let's see, drums, Tony McCarroll. Fantastic work. I think they provided a nice energy from the song. The rhythm was fantastic. You have Liam Gallagher, of course, on vocals, and tambourine had a nice little touch to it. But his vocal performance here, I thought, was fantastic. I think just the way he delivered some of those lyrics, those lines, it just created a nice vocal melody that was fun to listen to. So huge props to Liam on that delivery, and then of course Noel Gallagher backing vocals did a great job there. Rhythm guitar, you had Paul Bonehead Arthurs, and then lead guitar was also Noel Gallagher. I really like the guitar work in this song. Some really cool little guitar solos there, but overall just the main riffs throughout were fun as well. So overall, instrumentally and vocally, a really fun song to listen to. And again, I'm a sucker for that style of sort of fun, catchy instrumentation and vocal delivery paired with more serious or even depressing subject matter. So great job here on the instrumentation and vocals. 2 thumbs up there. And then as far as replay value goes, you know, this one is going straight on the playlist. for sure. Like once I'm done with this recording, it's going on the playlist because it was just a fun song to listen to. I like the lyricism again. I like the vocal delivery, the vocal melody that we get here, and then the instrumentation is tight. It's really fun. The guitar work is fantastic here. Love the little guitar solos. Just a fun song to listen to from start to finish. And I want to thank whoever requested this one because it was a good one. 2 thumbs up across the board. Thank you so much. Like I said at the beginning of the video, this is why I'm excited to listen to Oasis. I've really heard every single song I've heard from them has just been a fun song for me. I definitely have not disliked any song I've heard from them. So shaping up to be one of the best bands that I've heard on the channel so far. So really enjoying it. Definitely keep the Oasis coming. Leave your comments down there and I'll be sure to get to them. If you enjoyed the music as much as I did, you should go listen to the artist, go support them however you can. One way you can listen to them is going to be in my Spotify playlist. It's in the description below and it has every single song I've heard so far on my channel, including a few more Oasis songs. If you want to support me, just all the normal stuff you do on YouTube, like and subscribe and comment. Alright guys, that's going to be it for me and I hope to see y'all in the next one. Bye for now.